Hotline. Welcome to the Harold Washington Post 1987 Hotline TV show. It's your show. And over to that fantastic commander. Damn.
Thank you very much, my brother with the struggle. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Harold Washington American Legion Post Hotline 1987. And we have a lot of things, as always, to talk about on the show and stuff like that. And before we get this started, we want to give a little shout out to our technician, which is, he's still under the weather and stuff like that. We're talking about Jack Taylor and the First Lady, Raina Jackson Taylor, also. Yes. So, you know, hey, stick with him. He'll be all right. We'll have him back on the show and stuff.
Keep him lifted up in prayer, him and his wife.
Yes, and now we were talking about taxes last week. And before we go further, I want to talk about Saturday, May 18th. It's the stand down. They're having a stand down for Safe Haven. Let's see how we're going to do it like that. Probably have to bring it down a little further. Now it's on the big screen.
There you go, Safe Haven.
Yes, it's going to be located at 2501 West Taylor Street. And it's from 7 o'clock, but we're going to start at 10, but they want people there, you know, about 7 or 8 o'clock so they can start getting registered to come in and stuff like that. And then, you know, you're going to have breakfast. And if you're there for lunchtime, you're going to have lunch also. But this is to let women and the men know also. You know, stand down is for, as we just described it last time, for, you know, people, veterans, could come in and get checkups, see about their disabilities, and see about getting their DD-214s. And all of this that veterans need, that you need to know, well, we'll do this. And see, all you have to do is just show up. Show up and show out. And everything is free. Everything is free. And for volunteers, if you want to, just get in touch with the Harold Washington American Legion Post at 773-719-0854. That's for volunteers. You could call the Harold Washington American Legion Post at 773-719-0854. And we'll be glad to have you stand in there.
Let's talk a little bit about the fact that we have so many homeless veterans.
Yes, we do. And especially us being in the nation's #1 veterans headquarters, which is Cook County.
Yeah. But Cook County don't put the right amount of capital in the budget for our veterans like the other counties do.
No, they don't.
Why is that?
Because, see, for one thing...
And we got the most of the veterans.
And believe it or not, I hate to say it, but this is so true, that because we have the most, our veterans get less. Because I put it like this. Out of, what was that figure last time? Out of $375,000, just for the Cook County. Well, when it comes down veterans itself, well then, out of all of that, they don't get that much. They get about, believe it or not, less than $37.50.
Wow.
Because, see, you know, here we go about Cook County again. Mm-hmm. Cook County taxes, Cook County, whatever you want to call it. And then, you know, the Board of Cook County, they knocks a lot of things back.
Board of Commissioners.
The Board of Commissioners and everything, because see, as they get their yearly annual project funds and stuff like that, by the time it come down to the floor, where some of it's already diverted to other means. Because last time we went down there complaining about where's the money for the veterans, where's it going and stuff like that. You all promised us a certain amount of money, and then found out that the money was diverted someplace else. And we want to know why. Because, see, that money was established for the support of veterans and to help veterans, you know, housing, whatever it had to be doing with veterans. But we don't get the money. But see, they always going to tell us that, you know, when it comes down to voting and stuff like that, you know, or appropriation funds, you know, they always say, well, you all getting appropriated bill, you know, such and stuff like that. It look big
When it start off.
when it start out, but see, as it trickle down to per capita veterans, you don't get that much.
But see, again, it goes back to the fact, and I have to say it, even though we are a non-for-profit entity, you still got to participate in the political process in order to support folks who's going to become commissioners who say they're going to look out for veterans.
And see, and then
And they don't, in
right.
most cases.
And see, just like, okay, as we were saying, just like the American Legion, Harold Washington Post, and any post that's dealing with the American Legion, we're all non-for-profits. That's true. But see, you know, now, as far as the American Legion going, now, personally, I cannot, and I'm going to repeat myself, I cannot support somebody running for public office because, see, that's dealing with politics.
Right.
See, we, American Legion cannot do that on a local base. That's why they have, as they call it, it goes up the ranks to national. When it comes down to national, that's when the national level of the American Legion confront Congress. Because we have to have a certain, just like congressional districts and stuff like that. You have to have certain many people that you representing because, see, each and every voice should be heard. You are accounted for as a veteran, but see, you're not always represented as one because, see, if you quiet and everything, you won't be heard.
Well, it's like this, folks. We pay these folks to do a job,
And they don't do it.
and they don't do their job. And that's on the state level, county level, municipality level. Any civilian who see a veteran standing on the corner of our streets in this country begging for money or soliciting for money, you ought to, as a civilian, you ought to be ashamed that these folks put their lives on the line for you to have the freedom that you have. And you ought to get in contact with your congressperson, your county commissioner,
Your alderman,
and
your,
chew 'em
your
out.
state representative.
Yes.
You know,
And
because
chew 'em out.
Yes, because see, you are their constituents.
No, you are their boss.
You are true enough.
You're
But
they boss.
yeah, but see the idea.
But it got flipped.
Yes, yes.
They think we work for them.
But they're supposed to work for us.
Right.
But it's not like that.
I know. And,
You know.
and when you see men and women veterans out there having a sign
Yes.
telling you they homeless and they hungry, that's a shame.
It
not,
is.
not in America. Not in America. It shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't be like that. And then too, you know, I hate to say this, but you know, you also have a few people out there that's, you know, playing the role. I will have to say it, playing the role because see, they manipulating the system.
Yeah.
Because
You got
see,
that
you
going
know,
on, too.
it's some, and I see some from Jesse Brown, and you getting benefits. But that's not enough. Sometimes that greed gets in a way that it hurts other people because how you been a homeless veteran with a sign say you homeless and stuff like that, and you on State and Lake. I'm calling you all out. You on State and Lake, but come to Jesse Brown, you get a VA check every month and stuff like that, but you still out there hustling.
Yeah.
That make it bad for everybody.
And it does. I mean, the thing is this, Commander. There are a lot of programs and churches that you can go to get food, clothes. There's places you can go for shelter.
Yes.
If you don't take advantage of this stuff, and you just out there in these streets trying to put on a hustle, it makes it bad for all veterans.
Yeah, and just as he's saying, it's just not for veterans, but they have food pantries all over the city of
All
Chicago,
over.
all in the suburbs.
Yes.
But see now, let's see, what county is this? Out there in Elgin. I think that's Will County. Their pantries are different. And everything is different from Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Because, see, it's like we get the last. Almost scrapping the bottom of the barrel. That's for real. But see, now you go elsewhere, out from Cook, and those pantries is entirely different. And the idea, they be wanting you to take more, take more. But here in Chicago, here in Cook, they give you what they can. And then we be wondering, why is this? Sometimes I got to scratch my head and be wondering, I be looking at my goddaughter and she be talking about the pantries out there in Elgin. And then all the stuff she be bringing back, and she have freezer full. But see what she do, she gets it, but see, she give it to the family members that's, her family members that really need and stuff like that. Some people that she know with seasonal jobs and stuff, and I got to give it to her for that. Because, see, everybody is not like that. Because, see, some people, even, here in the city, they go to a food pantry and play like they're hungry, starving, or whatever, get the stuff, and then not even a block away from there, they selling it. It makes you want to shake your head and wonder why. Because, see, even like Stand Down. Stand Down is for the homeless, the people that really need the stuff.
Yes.
But, see, people come there just for collected items.
Yeah.
You already got 5 or 10 pairs of boots, still haven't worn. But yet you go out and sell them. Let the boots stay there. Let the clothes stay there for the needy, not the greedy.
The needy.
But see, we don't, here we
we've
go.
we got accustomed to.
We never get tired.
We go from one pantry to another pantry, knowing we don't need the food.
Right. And still have food on our shelf. Why are you doing this? Just give me something to do. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And another thing about all this food from these pantries, a lot of that stuff ain't really healthy for us. That's another issue.
So
All that canned good, all that high sodium in it.
But see, okay, here's what I'm saying. The difference between certain, and I would have to say certain part of Cook County, because see, certain parts you get high sodium stuff. That's like we talking about canned goods and stuff like that. Certain parts of Cook County you may go to, certain areas, you're getting fresh vegetables and stuff. You're getting chicken, you're getting fish.
Yes.
But see, in certain places, you don't get that. You get spam, Well,
I don't know what's worse, spams or sardines.
I remember coming up on potted meat.
Okay.
But still in all, this is something that, we called back then emergency food.
Yeah.
To get the hanks off you and stuff like that. But here in different areas and stuff like that, I haven't seen a whole chicken cross my path in a while. But I don't go to the pantry. But see, I know people that go there.
Yeah.
But see, now it's a difference again. Like for the veterans, when you come to Jesse Brown every Tuesday and stuff like that, they give you wholesome vegetables. They give you frozen meat, chicken or whatever it may be. But see, then, like I say, all depends on where you're located at.
But I still don't understand, Commander. On Tuesdays, when you see those veterans on the second floor of John Brown,
Jesse Brown.
I'm sorry. Good old Jesse Brown.
Not John, Jesse.
Jesse. Why are those veterans getting pantry food when most of them have decent income coming in? I don't understand that.
Greed. Greed. Just because they could do that. You know, now I understand, just as you saying, if you're 100% or 70 on to 100,
Most of them were pulling in 3
you know,
to 6,000.
why
A month?
are you there?
Yeah.
If for those
Who really need it?
that really need it, those that may not be service connect, those that service connect get 10%. 10%, what is that? That's a slap in the face. But from 10%, it's better than nothing to 50% to 60%. You're at least getting something. But what I'm saying is for people like
really
that
need it.
who really need it. Because see, why, as you're saying, you know, 100% goes a long way because see, it starts you off at 200. No, it starts you off 2,950 on up. All depends on what your disability
Yeah.
is.
And some soldiers get 6,000 a
Yes, and still be broke.
month. Yeah.
See
No,
now,
we just gotta make it crystal clear to our veterans. Think about the next veteran who may need that food. And you know you don't need it. And if you don't need it, please don't take it.
leave it for somebody else.
Be concerned about your fellow veterans. Because as the commander just pointed out, all of us veterans are not on the same level. I don't get 10%, 15%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 100. I get 0. 0. And most of these veterans bring in more capital than I do.
And that's wrong.
And they got a problem with that because, you know, they got the disability.
Yeah, if you earn it, you earn it.
Right.
True fact. You know, but see the idea, we gotta look at it a different way.
Yes.
What do you need? What is it that you want?
Yes.
You shouldn't want anything. You shouldn't need anything.
No.
Yes, it may be something that I have a desire for.
Mm-hmm.
But if like my comrade saying, if I'm getting something in, well, you know, I'm looking out for those that's not getting anything.
And that's what we're supposed to be about, Commander.
You know, it's time where, you know,
We
you
are
have
our
to get up
brother
from the
keeper.
table and
Yes.
move over.
Yes.
You know, see, the main thing about the whole thing about existence is to share.
Yes.
Just as we do here every week, we share information, vital information.
Yes.
You know, and like I tell you people out there, you may not, you know, you may be civilians looking at this show, but see, then you know some veterans, you got some friends, family members, or somebody that are veterans, and you can relate to them. You know, if they don't have no television, something like that, word by mouth. Hey, I heard you could go to the VA, Jesse Brown, and they having, you know, such and such thing on Tuesdays and stuff like that. Or, you know, you need to go there and get your hygiene together, or whatever it may be.
You know, Commander, I called you today
Yes.
about a situation at hand. And let me say this to our soldiers. When you're in the military and you getting ready to get out, you want to get out with an honorable discharge. Because if you don't get out with an honorable discharge, that means the benefits that's due you and your family,
It's
you're not going to
frozen.
get.
It's frozen.
It's frozen. Case in point, a young man got out the military with a bad discharge. And he was in the process of trying to get that discharge flipped over to an honorable discharge. He died. Left his wife
family members.
and his family members with nothing. His wife can't get his benefits. Why? Because he did not have an honorable discharge. So while you in the military, folks, do your best, as they told us in the military, keep your nose clean.
And not only that, if you got a bad discharge, you could go to John Marshall Law School and have your discharge upgraded, because this is what they do.
Yes.
You know, they are out there for you, men and women. You know, dishonorable discharge could be upgraded. Everything, they made it law now, 3 years ago. They made it law that people could get their discharges upgraded. And that way, you'll be qualified
For the
to get
benefits.
some benefits. You know, it'd be nice to have some little extra money to put on your table for your family members and stuff.
And let me tell you what just happened to me. I didn't know this. I received some mail from Social Security, and they was going to charge me $135 a month for Medicare B.
Whoa.
And it was going to start next month, okay? And so I didn't know that when they were sending you out all this information, you supposed to have gone through it and read it and then sign it and send it back that you didn't want it. So I had to fly over to Social Security this morning, get that paper filled out while they
Monitor.
do their thing, and give me a copy of it so I don't lose none of my benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying to you soldiers out there, you veterans, when you get ready to turn 65, you're going to get all this information from Medicaid and Medicare. And Social Security don't care if you don't fill out that paperwork and send it back to them, letting them know you don't need that coverage. They're going to sign you up for it anyway. That's the law.
That's the law. And see, and then that means that you have to pay, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
But see, it's what we're saying, you have a right. Don't violate your own constitutional right. You know, the thing about it is to read carefully.
Got you.
If you don't know what you're reading, ask somebody.
Yes.
Because, see, they catch a lot of us by not reading, not paying attention to that fine print.
And Social Security don't mind keeping your checks.
Oh, they don't mind. They love
Okay.
it. Because, see, you just, one statistic they don't have to worry about. And that's a shame that I had to be a statistic,
Yes.
not a person. See, it's a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, that you all need to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
This is your life.
Yes.
Life is a gift. It's not guaranteed.
No, it's not. You know, they used to say, Commander, here today, gone tomorrow. Now it's here today,
you
gone the next second.
Yeah, that's right. And I want to let everybody know about the upcoming Memorial Day.
Yes.
You know, because different celebrations that's going to be going on. Everybody know about the Memorial Day Parade downtown. But see, in different neighborhoods, they're going to have also parades and stuff.
And the reason for Memorial Day is to honor our soldiers who was lost in combat
Yes.
or natural death.
Right. It's to honor our loved ones all over. But see, this is what we're here for. As we call it Memorial Day, it's to celebrate that was given to us so freely, but their lives was fought for and
Yeah.
they had died for it.
Yes.
So then that means that I will have to pay tribute to those fallen victims
Yes.
that paid for my way, although I did my own also, but still in all, freedom costs.
Yes. Well, my daddy and my mother are both buried at Abraham Lincoln. Commander, when we're having fun, time flies.
Doesn't it though?
And that fantastic lady out there, Sylvia,
Miss Norton.
Fantastic sister. Until next week, Commander.
All right, we'll see you again. Thank you very much for tuning in.